Once again, are you ready for down-to-earth reporting and brutal honesty? The Joe Rossano Show is now.
I'm a mover and a shaker, and I'm everything you're not. I'm the winner, you're the loser, and I'll take you for all you got.
These protests, etc., especially people that should know better, like Michael Moore, etc., which I explained in my show last night. Let me explain to you exactly why Donald Trump won and why Hillary Clinton lost. Let me make this very clear. And what I want you to do is I want you to share this with your liberal Democrat friends, as I'm going to, okay? This is very important. What happened in this election cycle, okay, is that liberal Democrats lost their ability to debate. Okay, they lost their ability to debate. And I've had liberal Democrat friends of mine unfriend me from Facebook. And let me explain where I'm coming from here, okay? I'm going to play the role of a Republican and a Democrat, okay, a conservative and a liberal, debating one another. And you'll see where I'm coming from. And this is why Trump won and Clinton lost, okay? First, I'm going to be a Republican, okay? So I want to move over a little bit. Matter of fact, let me move over to the right. Get it? Right? Well, I disagree with the president's policy on health care, and I'd like to see the Affordable Care Act repealed and replaced, okay? Now, here is the liberal debate comeback on this, okay? Here's the liberal response. Racist! You don't like the Affordable Care Act because President Obama is black. You're a racist and a bigot. F you. Next. Once again, Republican. Well, I disagree with Secretary Clinton's handling of foreign policy with regard to Benghazi. I think she could have handled that better. The liberal Democrat response to that. Sexist. You're a bigot, misogynist, sexist. Shame on you. You're disgusting. And your candidate is a sexual predator. Lastly, here we go. Once again, Republican comment and the liberal Democrat response. Okay, here we go. Well, I'm a Christian, and by golly, I don't support abortion. And I certainly wouldn't like to pay for it. Okay, ready? Democratic response. War on women? You hate women. You're a racist, misogynist, sexist pig, and you're disgusting. That's why you lost. Okay? If you're a Democrat, that's why you have lost your ability to debate. Okay? When a Republican or a conservative disagrees with your views, the only thing you do is insult now. That's it. Okay? Now, when people consider who they're going to vote for, okay, independents, okay, I'm not saying far-right Republicans that were going to vote for Donald Trump no matter what, and far-left liberals that were going to vote for Secretary Clinton no matter what. Independents, okay, they want a candidate who is going to say, how can you make my life better? How can I get a better job? How can I send my kid to a better school? How can I put more and better food on my table, okay? Donald Trump, agree or disagree, okay? Healthcare costs are spinning out of reach. I'm going to repeal and replace Obamacare. I'm going to lower taxes on businesses and the middle class. Okay, see where I'm going with this? Okay, I am going to drain the swamp in Washington. He is going to renegotiate NAFTA with Mexico and stop China from messing with their currency. Okay? Secretary Clinton, racist, bigot, pig, misogynist, sexual predator. That was not one bit of plausible discussion on policy. None whatsoever. Now, the protest, which there seems to be a protest here in the United States about every 2 weeks, okay? You take the Tea Party. I'm going to get there's a great example there. The Tea Party are, in most cases, Republican Donald Trump supporters. Let me tell you what they do, and I want you to Google this. They rent a space, rent it. They pay for it. They rent it. They don't occupy it. They rent it, okay? They then pay a cleaning crew, or they clean up the space themselves, okay? Done. Had their rally, waved their American flags, etc., etc. That's how a Republican does a rally, okay? Liberal Democrats. Occupy Wall Street. And it's documented, okay? This is documented, folks. Like everything, like what I'm saying, if you agree, this is documented. They take craps on the ground, they start fires, they shatter windows, and they loot stores, okay? Now, when your independent voter, okay, your undecided sees that, okay, they don't want that party in power, okay? When you see college-age kids, etc., breaking windows, rioting, looting, stealing, crapping on the ground, overturning police officers, okay? I can tell you right now, those individuals, as individually and collectively, are not supporting Mr. Trump. Okay? That's supporters of the Democratic Party. Now, who in God's name wants those folks to be in power? For real? That's why you lost, okay? Instead of debating a conservative, you choose to call the conservative names instead. That's why you lost, okay? And now you didn't get your way, so here comes another protest. Here comes another tantrum. Are you freaking kidding me? Here you go. I mean, every single day, okay? And I'm going back 2 years ago, that something does not go a liberal's way, here comes a freaking protest. Oh my Lord, here comes a bunch of traffic stopping crybabies. You lose the election, you need to go into your safe space, drink hot chocolate, and pet a trauma dog. What is wrong with you guys? And let me tell you what bothers me most, is people like Michael Moore, okay, who was about 30 years older than every single one of them, is out leading this nonsense. What's the matter with you? So what I did on my show yesterday, because these protests, led by George Soros, Michael Moore, etc., are hurting our democracy, okay? On November 8th, 2016, that was a fair election, folks. Do you hear me? A fair election. Mr. Trump won Wisconsin, Ohio, Pennsylvania, and Michigan. He pierced the blue wall. Now, President Obama and Senator Obama, okay? Couple of things here. I want to explain to you why he won the elections. I'm not saying this is reason number one, but this is one of the reasons. He was an African American, and let me explain this. Gene Simmons from KISS went on to, had an interview, and he said that, you know what, I wanted to see an African American president, so regardless of his views, I voted for him. Okay, and that's, a lot of people thought that. There are a lot of African Americans who told me, okay, in person, Joe, I love you. You're my favorite white boy. I mean, if I had to have a white friend, it would be you. Okay? But tomorrow, I'm voting for Obama. I'm voting for Barack. Okay? They told me that. I don't care if I get fired tomorrow, Joe. I'm going to vote for Obama. And I understood that. I got that. Barack Obama is still a very charismatic guy. Okay? He's got a 57% approval rating, right up there with Ronald Reagan as he's leaving office. Got to give him that. He's a handsome guy, and he's got charisma. He comes across real well. You got to give him that. Okay, Ronald Reagan was about as close. Okay, but again, I want to make this clear that when I called, not for protest, but for peaceful folks to take to the streets to contest George Soros and Michael Moore, etc., their protesters, because we won the election. It was fair and square. Secretary Clinton said that if you don't respect the election results, you're un-American. Well, where are you now, Secretary? You're hiding. And I can't say I blame you. That's got to be pretty embarrassing for you. I mean, if I were you, I'd hide too. But at the end of the day, that's why Donald Trump won the election. Okay, folks wanted change. Okay, folks are unemployed. Folks have had their vehicles repossessed. Their wives left them because they were broke, and they're in custody battles. And when they used to make 60 grand a year, now they're making 30. Okay? Because their company got up and moved to Mexico. Hillary Clinton did not come up with a plan to fix all of that. You know what? I'm going to make your life better by doing this. Okay? Donald Trump, on the other hand, said, look, I'm going to replace and repeal Obamacare. I'm going to lower taxes. I'm going to bring our jobs back. I'm not going to allow companies like Carrier to go to Mexico, etc. Okay? And the only thing that Secretary Clinton did was call Donald Trump a racist, a bigot, a misogynist, a homophobe, etc., and it didn't work. Okay? Van Jones said that election was white lash. White lash. So, how do you explain how Barack Obama got elected not once but twice? Was that white lash? I mean, you got African Americans respectfully only make up 13% of the population, Van Jones. So, how did he get elected? White people voted for him. They white lashed him in there. Okay? I mean, I have no idea what liberal Democrats don't understand. I mean, you see a bunch of college kids protesting in the streets, breaking windows, setting things on fire, okay? That is very unsettling to your average American, folks. It is. Those protesters are liberal Democrats. People see the fires and the violence, etc., and they're like, hey, man, I'm not voting for Hillary Clinton. This is ridiculous. Whether they like Donald Trump or not, they voted for him anyway. I've had friends of mine, liberal Democrats, unfriend me from Facebook. Okay? Let me give you some examples of why they did this, what they told me, okay? Because I got messages from them. I'm narrow-minded in the manner that I look at politics. Go F yourself. That is a liberal debate. Okay? Not, hey, Joe, look, I agree with the Affordable Care Act, Obamacare, because of this. I disagree with Mr. Trump because of that. No. That's not what they did. Okay? What they did is call me names and unfriend me. Seriously, I want you to test this out. Post something on Facebook that is pro-Trump or pro-conservative. See what liberals, Democrats, how they reply to it. They're going to do two things. I'm real smart. Oh, yeah. Brilliant guy I am. Two things they're going to do. A, they're going to use some measure of profanity, the F word, etc. They're going to insult you in some capacity, okay? It's not going to be plausible policy that they reply with. It's going to be curse words and images of Donald Trump trying to touch somebody. Not going to get it done. Okay? It didn't work. Democrats, liberals, stop protesting. Go back to class. Okay? Go back to class. Stop protesting. and consider some plausible policy discussion in 2020 as to how to make voters' lives better. Was there a hidden Trump vote? You're darn right there was. You know why? Because what happened is when they see protests and when the secretary and everyone on the left, CNN and MSNBC, those disgusting analysts and commentators, because that's exactly what they are. Mr. Trump's right, they're disgusting. Refer to Republicans as bigots, sexist, racist, etc. Here's what independent voters did when they got into the voting booth where nobody could see them. You ready? It's a good one. Trump. Now, call me a racist again. Okay? And in 2020, you know what? I'm going to vote Trump again. Okay? In 2020, Democrats. Okay, no, let me back up here a second. Bill O'Reilly, one of my, even though I don't know him personally, one of my mentors, and the reason I like Bill O'Reilly so much is that because he's fair. Now, he's a traditionalist. He's a Republican, okay? Make no mistake about it. I mean, he doesn't fool me. I mean, you know, in person, he'll probably tell me that. When he would interview Donald Trump, he would tell Donald Trump, you can't deport 11 million people. Okay, the court's never going to let you do it. He was fair, okay? He said in 2012, if Republicans don't reach out to minorities, Latinos, African Americans, etc., we'll never win another election. Okay? And he was right. Never win another election. Now, what I'm going to tell Democrats in 2016, if you don't stop insulting people and debate us, conservatives, well, I'm an independent. Independents and conservatives like us, never going to win another election again. Okay? Because folks can vote in private. Okay? They can vote in private. Okay? Trump, a basket full of irredeemable deplorables, Madam Secretary. Trump. That's why they voted for him. Because you couldn't stop insulting the guy and tell an independent like me how you were going to get me a better job, okay? And how I was going to provide a better life for my daughter, how I was going to send my daughter to college, etc. How you were going to handle my taxes, okay? And with friends of mine who were out of work in Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, and Michigan, how you were going to get them back to work again. Instead of saying, I'm going to lay a bunch of coal miners off. That brilliant. Yeah, I imagine you lost Pennsylvania, you freaking moron. Of course you lost. Did you ever stop to think that Donald Trump said this, you know, about being able to grab women, etc., when you're a celebrity? Basically was that he meant this, okay? He's an egotistical billionaire who's a celebrity and thinks that women are into him. That's it. He basically meant that, you know, things that him and Magic Mike and Jay-Z, etc., can get away with, okay, normal folks like us can't. That's what he meant by that, okay? So people measure which was worse. A guy who thinks he's cool, okay, who thinks that even though he's not very good looking anymore, that he can eat Tic Tacs and kiss women, or that the secretary was extremely careless with classified material. Which was worse? Obviously, they thought that crooked Hillary was worse. Now, Donald Trump did that. He called Hillary Clinton names, crooked Hillary, etc. He did that. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying he didn't insult anyone. I mean, you know, this is we got brutal honesty here on the Joe Rossano show, and yeah, he did. But at least he gave me something. I'm going to lower taxes on businesses down to 15%. I'm going to bring the almost $5 trillion that's overseas, that the trillionaires don't want to bring here because they don't want Obama to tax them to death. I'm going to bring that back, okay? Companies like Carrier and Ford that are going to leave and build plants in Mexico, they're going to pay 35% tax if they try to sell their products back to Americans, okay? At least he did that. At least he gave me something, okay? So, liberal Democrats, take this from me. I'm trying to help you here. Stop protesting. Stop crying like little babies because you lost an election. Put down the crayons. Put down the hot chocolate. Get out of your freaking safe space. Okay? Because there is no safe space here in the real world. Okay? Working folks don't have safe spaces. When you're out of college, safe space out. Okay? Go back to class. Liberal Democrats, come up with plausible policy debate and discussion as to how you're going to make voters' lives better in 2020. Stop using terms like sexist, racist, bigot, deplorables, and white lash, and chances are you're going to give us a run in 2020. Otherwise, you know what? You're making me really happy right now because you know what I want you liberals to do? Do you know what I want you to do? I want you to keep running as far left as you possibly can. Because as far left as you run, the better chance my candidate, Donald Trump, wins again in 2020. Okay? I almost feel sorry for Secretary Clinton, and let me tell you why. Okay? This is going to shock a lot of you. Bill Clinton, President Clinton, seriously, I think a lot of Republicans are going to agree with me here, wasn't a bad president. Seriously, he wasn't. Economy was good. He was a very good politician. Bill Clinton wasn't a bad president. In 2016, this is not Bill Clinton's Democratic Party anymore. It's Barack Obama's now. Okay? The people that Democrats like now are Barack Obama and Bernie Sanders on the far left. Democrats went from here to the far left. And it's not going to work. CNN, far left. MSNBC, far left. Mainstream media, far left. Wolf Blitzer, far left. Anderson Cooper, far left. Jon Stewart, far left. Andrea Mitchell, far left. Andrea Mitchell, far left. Every one of them, far left. And Katie Couric, far left. And it didn't work. And it's not going to. So what I'm telling you right now, okay? You keep on this course to go completely left, you're going to be no better than what Democrats call the alt-right. You're going to lose again in 2020. Okay? Tell me how you're going to make this independence life better. Stop these protests before you get one of these kids killed. Okay? Because you're a grown man and they're college kids. You, as President Reagan said, you should know better. And you're old enough to know better. Okay? Give me some plausible policy discussion. Stop calling me names. Stop calling me a deplorable. Stop calling me a racist. Stop saying we use white lash. And Eureka, I'll guarantee you got a better chance in 2020 of winning Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, and Michigan back. Otherwise, you're finished. You're finished. Your party is finished. Figure something else out. Because there's not going to be a Barack Obama out there who did it, who was as charismatic as he was, could do the job of as a candidate campaigning better than him ever again. He's gone. He'll never be back. And Hillary Clinton was a poor candidate. Too much dirt on her. Too shady, folks. Benghazi, Whitewater, emails that she bleached. Extremely careless with classified material. Too much. Clinton Foundation taking money from Haiti and giving contracts to friends of Bill. Too much. But the main reason is you can't insult a voter into the voting booth because the only thing they're going to do is wait till they're in private. They're going to tell you on the phone, on the poll, I'm voting for Hillary because they don't want to be called a racist or get a bottle thrown through their window. So what they're going to do is they're going to go into the voting booth and press the button for Donald Trump, which is what they did. So learn a lesson, liberals. One more time. Stop protesting. Go back to class. Figure out plausible policy discussion and plausible debate, and stop using terms like racist, bigots, etc., and stop being so damn offended. Okay? I'm going to say this a little early. Merry Christmas, everyone. Merry Christmas. Once again, Joe Rossano Show, Wednesday, 7 p.m., Facebook.com/Joe Rossano Show. On Twitter at Real Joe Rossano. Thank you very much. God bless you. And we'll see you next time.
I'm a mover and a shaker.